You know his comedy from The Man Show, Loveline, and his incredibly popular podcast. This thing is huge, The Adam Carolla Show. This morning, the comedian and New York Times best-selling author is out with his latest book with an eye toward parenting. It's called Daddy, Stop Talking, and other things my kids want but won't be getting. Adam, this isn't your first time here. Take a look.
I do a lot of TV shows, and they always have the green rooms adorned with celebrities. You got pictures of Oprah, you got pictures of Brad Pitt. All that does to us C-listers is make us realize, boy, do they wish they had these people here instead of me today.
Not true, Adam. We aim to please. So look, we gave you prime real estate in the green room. Did you notice?
Oh my!
Right next to Oprah
next to
and
Brad Pitt.
I was totally confused. Well, I couldn't tell us apart. I was like, is that Brad or is that me?
It
always, I have to, people mistake us.
No, we just wanted to make you feel welcome back again. We're delighted you're here.
Thank you. How fast is that coming off the wall? Should I just take it with me when I leave?
Before you get in your car. No, watch. It'll still be here. It'll still be here.
Oh, right.
Okay, let's talk about Daddy Stop Talking, because this really came from something that your daughter said to you.
Yeah, she said, Daddy, stop talking.
Because what were you doing?
I was doing what I do, pontificating. I do a podcast, I do stand-up, and I was doing, hey, I had kids so I could tell them what to do. You know what I mean? Listen to me. I know how life works. And she just said, Daddy, stop talking. And I said, you better hope Daddy doesn't stop talking, because when Daddy stops talking, that's when the Audi goes back to the dealership. That's when we move into an apartment in Van Nuys. So you better pray.
But you also admit, Adam, you're not a great reader. Here you are at 4 years old. Your daughter corrects you while you're reading Curious George. That's not good.
Yeah, it's true. I had a little red wine buzz going, so it wasn't all, hooked on phonics.
Yeah.
But, yeah, she can read. Actually, she passed me in reading about a year ago.
Yes.
They're 8-year-old twins, and my wife was making fun of me for that. She literally said, your daughter reads and spells better than you. And I said, my son passed you in math 2 years ago, sweetheart. So hang your head in shame.
Why a parenting book?
I'd written a comedy, and I'd done another comedy, and I'd done sort of autobiography, and I just thought, I found myself with these two little sponges, and I was trying to fill them with knowledge constantly. Of course, they were topped off with whatever TV show they were watching with and tuning me out, but I was really like, I found myself kept saying, now listen, here's what I know. Here's what I've learned. And I thought, if my kids aren't going to listen, at least I'll just put it down in a book and somebody else's kids can listen.
You really love the father thing, don't you?
Yeah.
I do. I just got back from the Indianapolis 500 with my son, and we just had the greatest, shared the same bed. He brought his Huggy Bookie. I brought my Huggy Bookie. He had his little stuffy animals, and we had the greatest couple of days ever, and it's just stuff I never did with my dad.
Is he developing an interest in cars like you have?
No, not really. He loves sports, and he likes spending time with me, but this thing that we can foist our interest on my kids, I'm a car fanatic. I work on them. I race them. I have all vintage cars. I have some of Paul Newman's old cars, and I expose him to all this stuff.
Yeah.
And he comes to the shop around all the cars and then kicks a soccer ball around it, probably just to piss me off.
But your book is funny, but it's also very poignant. There's a part where you say about parents need to stop arguing with their kids like they're talking to somebody talking to a colleague.
Yes.
So many parents today feel they need to engage in negotiation, and you say, stop that.
Yeah, I hear my wife getting into it with my daughter, especially where, she's saying, we want to go to the American Girl store, and you go, we can't, we're too busy today. Well, I'll Google one, I'll find one closer to the house. Well, yeah, but it's got to be within 7 nautical miles. Well, no, I found one, and I just come in and go, look, stop, no. The answer's no.
No negotiating.
They just they'll drive you into the ground like you're buying jewelry or something. It's insane. And I meant that as not a slur toward my Jewish friends out there. I say this about my son and my daughter. You have a son and a daughter, twins.
I do. I have 8-year-old twins, yeah.
So raising my daughter is like raising 3 kids, and raising my son is like raising 1 old cat. Do you find that to be the same?
Careful.
No. I had to have to think about it. I love both my children. But
I
they're
love
very
both
different.
my-
They're
How
very
dare
different.
you?
I thought you had 3.
That's right, I do.
One of you is not
I love all
loved. We
3
don't know
of my
which
children.
one.
I love the bejesus out of my daughter.
I just
but
forgot how many I had, you know?
she's a pain in
Really?
the butt.
Let's go home tonight
She's got
and say,
energy.
I forgot that.
I hope they're
2.
not watching. I hope they're not watching it. Adam,
better
you
be at
talked.
school.
What's pointed about your book is you said you don't want your parents to read it because you said I wanted to do everything the opposite of what my parents did. I
Yes.
was very touched by that, and then I read what your parents, some of the stuff you went through with your parents. I go, okay.
Well, we certainly didn't go to the Indy 500. I'll put it to you that way. Yeah, they were just sort of hands-off and laissez-faire, and I just love the connection.
Yeah.
And I do.
Adam,
mean it,
stop
yes.
talking. All right, Daddy, stop talking. We got to go to a break.
What? We just got started.
Adam, thank you
We're
so
all
much.
children here, too.
And Daddy Stop Talking goes on sale today. You're watching CBS This Morning.